Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel at Unicorns and Typewriters. My name is Skylar and I'm back today with my September reading wrap-up. We are now in the month of October and I'm so excited. It's finally spooky season and I'm just totally here for it. But before we move on to the exciting spooky reads in October and Halloween and that kind of awesomeness, I just wanted to go back over which books I did end up reading in the month of September. So it wasn't my best reading month ever, but I did pretty well and my progress was pretty good as far as getting to some books that I had been really wanting to get to for a while or finish for a while. So I hope you are excited to find out how I did this past month. So the first book that I got to read in the month of September was To Drink Coffee with a Ghost by Amanda Lovelace. I really enjoyed reading this book. It is a poetry book. So this was a two-book collection, kind of a duology that Amanda Lovelace did. Many people are familiar with her Woman Are Some Kind of Magic series, but this was the duology that was called Things That Haunt, and the A in haunt is in parentheses, so it could also be said Things That Hunt. So that's really interesting. The first one was called To Make Monsters Out of Girls, and this is the second book and conclusion, which is called To Drink Coffee with a Ghost. I really enjoyed To Make Monsters Out of Girls. That book was so good. I loved it. It felt very reminiscent of her Woman or Some Kind of Magic series, which is what made me fall in love with her as a poet. And I really just loved it so much. This book, however, this collection of poetry, I had a harder time getting into. Saying that I had a hard time getting into it, I actually did read it like in one sitting within like I think an hour and a half, and I just like sat down and read the whole thing because I don't know, I just like can't help but like devour her work, and that's why I love her so much as a poet. Her writing is so relatable. A lot of it is about relationships and family and loss, and those are all things that fascinate me and that I relate to deeply. So this particular book was about the poet's mother and her relationship with her mother and what happened after her mother died, basically. So the quote on the back, I love the like coffee stain. The artwork is just always so cool on these, but the quote on the back says, "You cannot have a funeral for your mother without also having a funeral for yourself." And I thought that was a super punchy like line to put on the back. I love the design on the front, the little like Ouija board placket with then the leaves, like a very fall kind of feel. This book, it was really good. Like I said, it was very compelling. Like I read it right away, but I also felt like it wasn't like as relatable to me, which, you know, I think is understandable. Everyone just relates differently. There were certain poems that I really loved, but overall, just like there's other books of hers that I just love as a whole book. This one I was a little more picky about. Maybe I'll reread it and see how I feel, but I did love the artwork. As you can see, there's some really beautiful artwork inside, just like the To Make Monsters Out of Girls. I actually talked about that book back when I did a video on poets and poetry suggestions, and that book also has the cool illustrations, which her original series did not do, so that is definitely a cool little extra for this series. I'm still really excited to keep reading her books, and I haven't read the fourth book that was the final book in the Woman or Some Kind of Magic series, so I'm really looking forward to getting to read that very soon. And I think I will probably reread this one at some point. Maybe I just like wasn't in the mood for it, I'm not sure. Like I said, I still read it in one sitting, so it was obviously pretty darn good. The next book that I read in the month of September was I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. I had been finishing this book up from the month before. I started it in August, and I was really excited to finish it up in September, and I did do that. This was just like a really cute, fun read. It revolves around a main character named Desi, and she is Korean American. She is a high school student, and she is getting ready to go to college, so she's facing a lot of pressures. And on top of that, she's a senior in high school and she's never had a relationship. She just lives with her dad. Her mom died when she was young. She has this amazingly close relationship with her dad, which is really funny and relatable and endearing, and I really just enjoyed their family dynamic. This new boy comes to school. She really crushes hard on him. She decides she needs to study in order to have a successful relationship because every other part of her life if she is focused and studied enough, she has succeeded, and she decides that's why she's always been so awkward and terrible at relationships in the past, because she never treated it like everything else in her life as needing sort of a process. So she ends up watching a ton of K-dramas, which are Korean dramas. And if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love K-dramas. I watch them a lot on Netflix, and I really love them. They're so great, so dramatic, but just some of them have just such amazing plots as well, such amazing concepts and ideas. I'm really blown away by some of the ones I've recently seen, but maybe more on that another time. Basically, she studies K-dramas and she makes a list of things that she's going to follow, sort of steps that she notices are prevalent in a lot of different K-dramas to try to get this one guy to fall for her. It ends up being anywhere from just crazy schemes to actually dangerous schemes that she tries to pull off in order to get this guy to like her. And it definitely had some twists and turns. I really loved it. It was a lot of fun. If you like K-dramas, you'll love this book because it was just so cute and the K-drama references were so nice. I really enjoyed it. Just a really fun contemporary YA novel with touches of romance in it, and I loved it so much. It was such a cute read. The next book that I read in the month of September was Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Rosemary Valero-O'Connell and Mariko Tamaki. This book was so good. It obviously won a Prince Award. It was an honor book, so that's a pretty big deal. It is a graphic novel, which was something different. I've been reading a lot of manga this year. I'm always looking for graphic novels as well. I really enjoyed this being very contemporary and very realistic. It had very strong, well-developed, and very diverse characters, which I really, really enjoyed. I also really loved the artwork. As you can see, it is all black and white and pink, which I thought was a really interesting color scheme. I found the main character, Freddie, to be super relatable. She's a high school student and she's in a relationship with someone named Laura Dean, and Laura Dean keeps breaking up with her. So it's interesting. It is about toxic relationships. It's about figuring out when it's time to let go or when to hold on, and I just really loved this book so much. It has such important themes and it normalizes queer characters, which I really, really liked a lot. I just thought they did such a fantastic job of building this world. The artwork is stunning. I love the style. It just has such a stark quality with the just black, white, and pink colors, and I would highly suggest this, honestly, to anyone. It was just such a fun and such a heartfelt read. It definitely made me like a little sad. It's kind of heavy, like in the sense that it is very realistic and it deals with some very realistic issues. But I don't know, I just think anyone who's a teen or young adult would really enjoy this. And I love the messages that it put through about toxic relationships. So yeah. And then I also began reading Blue Lily Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefler, and I've been wanting to read this book for a while. If you all watch my channel, you know that I've been reading the Raven Cycle series since last year, and so it's kind of going slowly for me. I did only get to read about a third of this book, which I'm disappointed about. I really wanted to try to finish it. I just did the very best I could. I think I had a chance, but then unfortunately, I ended up having a lot of extra stuff to do at the last 2 weeks. I had some interviews for new jobs and I'm working a lot at my current job, and it just, the end of my month kind of fell apart as far as reading goals went. So I really hope that I'll be able to finish this one up really fast at the beginning of next month so that I can delve into some other books. But I'm also really hopeful that I will finish this series soon, which is really exciting because I am really, really enjoying this book. I've talked in the past about the fact that I didn't enjoy the previous book, The Dream Thieves, as much as I enjoyed the first book, The Raven Boys. So I'm excited that it's feeling good to get back into this series, and that feels really promising and exciting for me. So I really hope that I will keep up my pacing with this series, and maybe I'll even finish it in the month of October. I don't know. That would be so cool, right? Way too awesome. So I don't know. But yeah. I am really enjoying it so far. My alliances toward characters have changed a lot, just on a personal level, who I like the most, who I'm rooting for, the relationships I'm rooting for. It has all changed a lot, but I don't feel like completely solidified yet. I feel like this book is gonna kind of turn the tides for me as to who I kind of root for in the story. Obviously, I root for all of them, but I think I talked a little bit about the fact that before Dream Thieves, I feel like out of all the Raven boys, I was most sympathetic with Adam. And then in the Dream Thieves, Adam really changed, and now I like have no idea how I feel about him anymore. So maybe it's mostly just him that I'm unsure about. But I think I also kind of went into the series really hating Gansey because he just reminds me of all the kids that I went to school with back when I went to private school, and it's hard for me to have a positive attitude. I also obviously felt that Ronan was a very abrasive character, but as the series gone on, I've started to really, really love Ronan more and more. So I think if anything else, the Dream Thieves book, even though I liked it the least, definitely made me a lot more intrigued by Ronan, which I think isn't obvious, but also it just made me like him more too. So I'm interested to see what this book does. I feel like each book sort of develops a character more. I don't know, but all I know is that I am enjoying the series more again, and I'm really excited to be back to it. And yeah, I'm hoping that in another month or two I can let you all know how I feel about this series overall. That is all the reading I did in the month of September. I just want to take a brief moment to also mention though that I am still doing a giveaway on my channel. This book, Orange, the complete first collection. It is an awesome manga collection. It is the first book. It is a hefty one. These things are not cheap either. I was in a situation where I ordered the second collection of this series and a small bookstore accidentally sent me the first one, but they were kind enough to let me keep it. So I would like to give back, which is to give this away to someone that is looking for it or needs it more than me, because I already have a copy of this book, so I don't need it. It was nice of the bookstore to kind of pay it forward, and now I want to pay it forward as well and give it to one of my lovely viewers. The only thing you have to do is go back to my giveaway video, like the video, comment on the video, and also subscribe to my channel. It's not too hard at all, and it's a great book, so I really highly suggest entering the giveaway. I will be announcing the winner as soon as I hit 100 subscribers, so do me a huge solid and subscribe to my channel so that I can announce the winner for this awesome giveaway, hopefully soon. I'm so excited to be able to share this book with someone else, and I really hope that some of you will be excited about it. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of the books that I read in the month of September and what you thought of them, or also let me know in the comments if you read anything especially exciting in the month of September that I should check out. I'd love to talk more below, and I hope you are all having a good week. I believe I'm also going to post this video on a Monday. I'm kind of switching to Mondays. I don't know, am I permanently? I'm not sure, but for now, at least temporarily, because my last video I posted on a Monday. Going forward after that, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I'll just have to find out depending on how my work schedules go. So yeah, yay for work schedules being so hectic that I can't even figure out when I'm regularly posting videos. I'm really looking forward to filming my October TBR, and I hope you will keep an eye out for that. That should be my next video I post up on this channel. Happy reading to you all. Bye!